I get ick you're staring at a list of inverters, trying to figure out which one actually backs up your life without turning your wallet into a black hole. The last thing you want is to splurge on a beast that sits in the garage collecting dust while you're left in the dark during a storm. And if you're already nervous about wiring the thing, you're probably wondering if this model will actually play nice with the battery bank you already have. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's walk through why the Solinba 4000W continuous inverter could be the sweet spot for a serious off-grid setup, and where it might feel like overkill. First off, the biggest draw of this unit is the sheer amount of power it can deliver. A continuous 4 kilowatts rating means you can run a decent-sized refrigerator, a few power tools, or a home office setup all at once without worrying about tripping the inverter. The 12 kilowatt surge capacity is the kind of cushion you need when a motor starts. Think of a welder kicking in or a heavy-duty air compressor. That surge capability is not just a number on a spec sheet, it translates into real confidence when you fire up a drill that normally pulls a lot of current for the first few seconds. Because it's pure sine wave, you won't hear that annoying whine on sensitive electronics, and your laptop charger, TV, or medical equipment will see clean power just like they would from the grid. What makes the Solinba stand out is the built-in charger and UPS function. It can take 24V DC from a bank of lithium or AGM batteries, charge them, and then instantly switch to inverter mode if the grid drops. In a typical camping scenario, you might have a solar array feeding those batteries during the day. When night falls, the inverter takes over, keeping your fridge humming and lights on without a hiccup. The UPS feature is a lifesaver for a home workshop. No need to manually flip a breaker or restart a generator. The power stays seamless, protecting tools that don't like sudden voltage drops. The multi-protection suite overload, short circuit, overtemperature, and low voltage shutoff adds a safety net that many cheaper units lack, meaning you can leave it running for hours without constantly checking for warnings. Now, the practical side. This is not a handheld gadget you toss in a backpack. It weighs enough that you'll need a dedicated mounting point, and the cabling requirements are more than a simple plug-and-play. You'll need appropriately sized battery banks to actually enjoy the 4 kilowatts output. A 200Ah24V bank can sustain a few minutes at full load before voltage sags, so the system really shines when paired with a robust battery setup. The cooling fan is audible under heavy load, which isn't a deal-breaker but something to consider if you're using it inside a quiet cabin. Efficiency drops a bit when you hover near the peak, so if you plan to run near max power for long stretches, expect the batteries to drain faster than the specs suggest. Lastly, the price tag sits above entry-level models, reflecting the capacity and features, but that also means it's not the right pick for someone who only needs to charge phones and run a small LED lamp. So who should actually buy this? If you live in an RV and need to power an air conditioner, a microwave, and a laptop simultaneously, this inverter gives you that margin without constantly swapping batteries. Small business owners with a remote workshop can keep a table saw, a compressor, and a computer online during a grid outage, keeping productivity alive. Boat owners will appreciate the split-phase 120V/240V outputs, letting them run both marine-grade appliances and standard shore power gear without a separate transformer. Essentially, any scenario where you have a decent battery bank and a genuine need for several kilowatts of continuous power will find value here. Conversely, if your power needs are limited to a phone charger, a Bluetooth speaker, and an occasional laptop, you'll likely be better off with a 500W portable inverter that costs a fraction of the price and is far easier to install. The same goes for users who are just dabbling in occasional camping trips and don't want to commit to a full battery bank overhaul. In those cases, the Solinba's capabilities become a luxury you won't fully leverage, and the added weight and installation complexity can feel like a hassle.